Hello everyone, Dr. Suneel Dhand. Welcome to another video. I'd like to think those of you who follow me here, watch my videos, do so because you want open, honest discussion. You want to arrive at your own conclusions. You don't want anything shoved in your face. And above all else, you want to live in reality. On that note, let's talk about how the medical community is always reactive rather than proactive and only takes action after way too many people have suffered and died. And look no further than the narcotic debacle we've had over the last 30 years or so in the United States. So let me tell you, when I first arrived in the United States and started working in a hospital, I was astonished at the culture of prescribing narcotics. Narcotics that I'd never even heard of before, like oxycodone, Dilaudid, coming from England. We never even used these narcotics of that strength. And I asked questions. A few of the other doctors around me were telling me that it didn't matter, that we had to treat pain. Pain was the fifth vital sign. That was the quote heard across hospitals all across the country. And of course, there's a history to this. It's because it was aggressively marketed. So big pharma companies were going after doctors, saying that you had to treat pain. Patients couldn't be in any pain, and they needed these strong narcotics. I remember actually I got a root canal done once, and I was absolutely shocked when the dentist gave me a large prescription for oxycodone. I think it was a ridiculous amount of tablets. I was very scared to even take one tablet. I think I took a quarter of a tablet to treat the pain, and even that was too strong for me. So I thought to myself, what are all of these narcotic naive patients doing when they are given these scripts for narcotics? What is going on here? So anyway, skip to now, current day, we've seen a massive cultural shift. And this has only happened because way too many people have suffered and died. People were getting hooked on narcotics and people were having overdoses. It's absolutely tragic. This was happening all across the country. So coming back then again to Big Pharma's role in this. We all know about the Purdue scandal. If you don't, I encourage you to read about it, because what happened over the course of many years is a tragedy. Purdue was aggressively marketing their drugs, one of which was OxyContin, and it's estimated that between 1995 and 2001, OxyContin made Purdue almost $3 billion. There were huge financial incentives for this aggressive marketing. They were quote-unquote seducing physicians up and down the country to go after pain. Then, of course, the medical establishment and society in general realized that way too many people were getting hooked on these drugs. They were suffering the consequences, including overdose and death. And we've had this cultural shift. Now there's been a complete about turn with narcotic prescriptions. Now, I remember that statistic which has been bandied around for many years, that the United States, for almost 5% of the world's population, has almost 80% of narcotic prescriptions. Whether or not that statement is true, it might even be closer to 50%. It's still way too many narcotics. Thankfully now, and I've witnessed this at the front lines, things are very different. Doctors are much more conservative now about giving narcotics than they were 10 years ago. That's because most states have clamped down. We have systems in place where we have to go on a special system online to review a patient's history of narcotic prescriptions to see if there is a potential for abuse. But think about all of the people that have died in the meantime. And it highlights a classic situation, and we've seen many such examples over the last few decades. Big tobacco comes to mind, where alarm bells are raised only after many people have suffered. Big tobacco for a long time was insisting that smoking is not hazardous to your health, but many people did see it coming. And many people, many doctors, many people at the front lines saw that this was a problem, prescribing narcotics way before. society caught on to the extent of the issue. So what I'm saying here is the medical establishment needs to start being more proactive rather than reactive. We cannot take action against red flag warning signs after too many people have suffered and died. Thanks everybody for listening. Let me know your thoughts down below. Dr. Suneel Dhand. Do hit the subscribe button down below for more similar videos in the future. Do also come follow me on Locals, my uncensored platform, where we have more open, honest discussions in a less censored, less constrained environment. That link is down below, as is the link to my newsletter. We will talk again very soon.